Namaskaram. In today's world, the intellectual capacity of a human being seems to be making a benchmark which is right at the threshold of its capacity, or rather, seems like it. One of the best ways to know the capability of human mind is to be able to understand one small faculty of it called intellect. This perspicacity of human mind is so engraved into our psyche that it cannot be anything else than its natural proclivity to know thyself. Where are we headed towards? After all these technological advancements, whatever you can do today, which has been made so convenient, was absolute matter of privilege once upon a time. Why has this happened? Because of one thing, the power of our intellect. The curiosity that fuels the intellect to rise and gives more fuel as it makes life more convenient. So you will see everything which the mind has unfolded in terms of its intellectual capacity has not come from intellect itself. Intellect itself is not sufficient enough for innovation. It is way beyond it. It is about having the absolute presence of yourself the way it is and to know its existence in totality. If you could actually capture your own presence, it means that you are available to everything that there is in absolute totality at this point in time. You will know much more than your mind, or I would say your intellect. The intellect which has been confined within this body. Your eyes are in the body, and your ears are part of your body, which has the sensory receptors which can receive, transmit information at any given point in time. And if one is confined within this boundary, the intellect will not grow after a point. It is only in the absolute totality of everything there is at this moment unravels the path for something to know beyond your intellect. I wouldn't say mind, because mind is way bigger than one of its segment called intellect. People talk about the mind, and they talk as if it's some devil. Oh my God! This is not to be taken so negatively. This is what distinguishes we as human beings from the rest of the species, my dear friends. How could it be so bad? It's because of which you are able to hear me. Could anyone apart from the human being manage to create a sophistication of this machinery which can help me get through you right away with this one machine? The machine that you are holding in your hand right now, or you're watching, sitting in front of a laptop, a computer, whatever it is. But the mind is blamed because it is not seen, because the energy of the body is not channelized properly. The energy this body exudes is usually sucked away by the meandering distractions of our senses. This is the reality. Whoever could actually channelize the energy which this body produces at all times would be able to find success in all aspects of his life or her life. Usually, what happens is we are so much impacted by the energy of the people. Whenever we go to a specific place, meet someone in specific, these people kind of at times turn out to be a energy vampire. They are not actually, they are not. But I keep hearing these words kind of being circulated around all the time because someone is there, that person sucks away all my energy, or I give away all of it. This is not possible. Just because you cannot do it, it does not entitle you or anyone for that matter to place the blame on someone else. But the whole thing is, the people of a higher echelon of mind bandwidth do not think like that. Even they did something which is not totally aligned with their vision in life, they hardly falter. At times, even if they do not overthink. They do not give the importance of that small segment to the extent that it takes away the entire essence of their character, the entire essence of the power they hold within. So here the intellect is mostly about being unaffected by everything around you. How could you be, and how far could you manage not being affected by the emotions of other people? That will certainly make you wiser as a person. The more unaffected you are from your surroundings, the more the chances of you becoming a wiser person. So here, a person with a high acumen, let's say that, will always be shadowed, my dear friend, by someone who could use the energies of the five senses more constructively. Because the person is more attuned. Intellect is one part of it. So even if you are a highly intellectual person, you could be a mathematician, fair enough. You have the natural proclivity to know mathematics, to know numbers, fair enough. But could you run an institution? You could become a professor in that institution run by someone who is not mathematician himself or herself. Isn't it true in the world today? Is the richest person of the world today who has number of infrastructure which, let's say, entails engineering, is he the top engineer of the world? No, he's not. But he runs an empire which has got number of infrastructure where thousands and thousands of engineers work. But can any one of them run the infrastructure which that person has built without being an engineer? Or even if he's an engineer, is he the most efficient one? So here, the intellect plays a very small role. It is good to get your way through it at the end of the day by arranging 5 meals on a table or having a gala party on Saturday night, fair enough. But to run an institution, intellect plays a very small role. Common sense plays a much more important role. How to deal with public, how to deal with the people who are your subordinates. And if I could just know one thing, how could I manage everyone in the best possible way for the benefit of the company which I have set up? If I know this one thing in my life without ever having been to school, I will create an empire. So those people who could manage the people efficiency at the best possible way for their growth are the ones who are most successful today, not the intellectuals. So here there is someone way beyond your comprehension. And this is what happens once you operate from a higher dimension. People may call you nerd or geek or awkward, bizarre, all kind of labels they can put on you. But it is something way beyond the comprehension of the intellectualism to ever capture the imagination of the mind. And they are someone who is beyond the mind as well. So these people who just work at the higher bandwidth of imagination are called gurus in today's world. They are not some spiritual person. They are not spiritual people. It's just that they have subdued the intensity of their senses. You know the senses? All the points in the body? They have gone a bit past, ahead of the compulsion of this body. That's it. Nothing to do with any spiritual consciousness. No. That is far ahead. They may be called gurus, fair enough. It's just that they have known life much more than you have discovered. And they could open up different horizons and perspective which you may not have been able to explore as of now. That is it. They are not someone to be revered. They are human beings just like you and I, with 2 legs and 2 hands and eyes and head, everything with the same mechanism. It's only that they have gone past, ahead in time, because they are not here in their memory of the senses. The memory of the senses instigate you to become more compulsive. It's like you are watching a reel, and whatever you watch the most, the analytics, the algorithm gives you more of it. What kind of video are you watching? That kind of videos will be given to you, will be fed to your feed. In the same way, if you could just get past this, just one thing, you will see things more clearly. You will see the intellect plays one tiny part of it. But the whole idea is, if you could muster up the concentration level to the extent wherein you are able to grasp most complicated things, and you are able to simplify that complicated matters, of course, that will make you stand out in the understanding per se, and put you on the higher pedestal than the rest of the people. So if one has enough concentration, and the concentration is nothing but attentiveness. Attentiveness is all about being able to capture this moment, the intensity of this present moment. It means that it equals to the expansion of your awareness at this point in time. So you are truly focused. You have a laser focus on one specific thing and topic, and you extrapolate things based on what you are studying, and your mind starts deducing more than what you are reading. That's when you become highly intellectual, because the mind can fuel that part of intellect and give rise to its capacity. But finally, it will lead to the label where the Shoonyata, the zero, will be found. The oneness of everything will be found at the last end of the intellectualism. The emptiness will be discovered, and beyond this, there will be nothing but the vibration and some frequencies which cannot be tapped by the body. The body cannot tap the frequency. If body could be attuned to tap that frequency, the information could be downloaded from the universe, from the cosmos. This is how the masters of the East have done it. One of the greatest masters who walked on the planet was Sadhguru Satafal Devji Maharaj, who actually went beyond the physical and psychological aspect of this human mechanism and downloaded and decoded and demystified the most intricate matter of his spirituality. So can you go beyond that Shoonyata? Because the last bandwidth of intellectualism is Shoonya, where everything is just silent. Everything is zero. But that nothingness is made of everything in the world. So even if you reach the Sunyata, where you are cleared of everything, because you have the clarity. And if you have the clarity, you are cleared of all the blemishes, all the impressions, everything. You reach the stage of Sunyata. That's the highest state of mind. Mind could be only extended to the level of Shunyata, absolute Shunyata, emptiness. There is nothing. There is an absolute peace within you. But there is something way beyond that. You can see some frequencies, and that's when you will be elevated to the stage, to different planets, the grandiose cosmological aspect of this universe. None of the gurus that you know of has ever reached. Those who have reached, they are not making YouTube videos. They are not making YouTube videos, my dear friend. Their voice cannot be heard because it's not something they can explain. Have you heard any speeches from anyone who is revered today? Tell me, who came 500 years ago? Who came 800 years ago? Do you still have the picture of them? In Sikhism, there are photos of all the gurus there. But have you heard their speeches? Have you heard the speech of the guru? In fact, my guru, Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, you haven't heard of him. Now the scientists are trying to decode it because the words that you utter goes into the universe and remain there. The sound can be captured. So it's only by dissolving the five senses you can tap something which is much more higher. There's one specific place in the body. It blossoms like a lotus. There's a lotus actually, and it blooms. That's when the knowledge appears. The knowledge comes into it. And as of now, it is not bloomed. It is closed. People talk about chakras. Now there is 8 chakra. People say 7 chakras. But there are more than 8 chakras in fact. There is a mention of 10th door as well. And beyond that, also 11th door. Who has discovered? Even one door is good enough for you to know the life in absolute entirety. Yes, true. If your Mooladhara chakra is open, there will be a lot of things which you would be doing far better. And Swadhisthana chakra, Manipuraka, Anahata, Ajna chakra, if these senses are aligned, your life is set, 100% set. You don't need to go that Yajna chakra. You don't need that. But these are nothing. And someone has got something, just one thing, out of, let's say, he masters Swadhisthana chakra. That person is like totally stable. Now is regarded as a guru. Where is guru in here? Or maybe my ajna chakra is activated. Let's say that. Now I could see things which 95% of the people do not see. I have more perceiving power. I can grasp more than anyone else. But it does not entitle me to become a guru. No way. And I see these kind of guru everywhere these days. They have just captured one small segment of something and they promote themselves as if they are grandiose guru having seen the ultimate. So, to be honest with you, why don't we seek inspiration from the people who have built businesses, the empire like Google? Why don't you interview them, ask them their secret? They will never reveal it to you. And they know everything. This channel is because of Google. Go and ask the founders who founded such an ingenious company. Who knows, they are way beyond than these gurus who are appearing every day on our television, on our screen. So one should never claim himself or herself to be a guru. Even if you have followers, don't get that into your head, because that's nonsense. It's stupid. You know why? Because it's just a zero. The moment you start gathering respect, and because of the people who follow you, and you think highly of yourself, you can think highly of yourself just being without anyone. If you need a set of followers to feel good about yourself, you are actually on a wrong path. You are an anti-spiritual person, and you are going nowhere. You will have nothing but a very terrible death. I shouldn't be saying that, but the last moment of your life will be terrible, because there will be so many impressions. The cellular memory will be overlapping with thousands and thousands of impressions. The death will be very troublesome. You can't do that. You need to let go of all the impressions. And these people give you nothing but impressions. These situations in life and the whatever we act, we perform, gives nothing but impressions. And these impressions are encoded in this body. That's pathetic way to live our lives. And I have no idea who will be the savior. We all need one savior who could save us from this absolute catastrophe of gathering impressions through our actions. Who will be our savior? Who is here? Only the master could be of help, who could help us dissolve all these matters. So whenever I see a person sitting on a higher plank of authority, supposedly some sacred, sanctimonious authority of some out of the world supernatural power of supreme, let's say that, from anywhere in the world, they have specific apparel to appear, and they talk about the God and the glory of God. And it's very good that we hear these words, the glory of God. But looked very closely, it's a work for them. It's like responsibility for them. Or maybe they were endowed with that greater qualities to become an orator, to talk about the glory of God. But may not be the truth as far as becoming a spiritual person is concerned. Becoming more spiritually elevated is concerned. It has nothing to do with that. They may not be spiritual people at all by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that they are there so that those who could be left behind or could actually suck into absolute materialism could hear those words and the glory of God, so that at least they hear the words of some sacredness. They hear the holy words of God, the supreme God, or any God they have faith in. So it's good that they keep the society at large, the 80% of the population, to get more aligned with the holy words, so that their actions also become holy. Who knows? God has appointed them to go out there and preach the 80% of the population of the world to behave more in sanctity, more aligned with the righteousness, to walk on the path of righteousness. But aren't they spiritual people? Are they spiritually elevated themselves? They may not claim themselves. The reason why I'm saying is the moment you actually want to become a spiritual person and you really want to kind of go past Ajna Chakra, or let's say you are trying to reach up to the Ajna Chakra, from Visuddhi to Ajna Chakra, there will be a lot of powers who will try to put you down. The dark power, the devilish power. It's not so easy. Even one tiny speck of it would not be that easy to come by. That's when you need the master. Because who knows, after opening up of it, you can become a guru yourself. And again, you are stuck in materialism. You are stuck at 0.3, 0.9. I am stuck at 1.8. You are more elevated than me, but you are not liberated from these impressions. You have the clarity. So I would rather make a machine out of that clarity than become a Baba, become a guru. I will create something better in society. I'll create an empire where I could employ thousands of people and give them jobs because I'm so ingenious. I'm so intelligent, like I'm at the peak of intelligence because I can tap intelligence. My mind is plastic. I can manipulate my mind the way I would like to. I can capture more time. I could do that because my awareness has expanded. And why it has expanded? Because the power of senses have subdued and their power have been optimized and channelized more constructively. But that does not make me a guru. That does not make me a spiritual person. Again, I'm just there at my level 5. Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, who went beyond his body and mind and left the total impressions of the body and allowed the cosmological aspect of entire cosmos to come into his existence in the knowing of itself as is, has unraveled the truth of the most mystical science of spirituality in his work called Survey. And he writes in one of the dohas I can just recite. Asta kamala phule bina urdhva drishti nahi hoy तब तक अंधा जीव है अंतर सूझन कोई. So again, what we were talking about, the blossoming of that lotus. And that's only the beginning, my dear friends. Only the beginning. And for that, to reach to that level, may take many, many lives. Many, many lives. And after having reached there, is there any guarantee that you'll be liberated forever? Because Sushmana Pravah is not that easy. It's all about your DNA. Can you get past your DNA? Look, is it possible? You talk about God, you want to see God, you have not seen yourself, my dear friend. It's like without Sushman Pravah, how could you see God? Yeah, in a way, yeah, everything is God. Of course, my mind is clean and I have reached the emptiness. Fine. I can give you one example. Have you heard of Osho? Rajneesh. This guy had his body under his control. Though he reached to a point where he was so affected later in his life that he got totally deluded into something that he wasn't supposed to have been. But he started really well. He started amazingly well. This is the highest peak of human mind you can reach up to. But again, look at the way he talked, the expansion of the awareness. He reached to some level, but he could not go beyond mind. But his mind did not disturb him. His mind did not cause obstruction in his path. His mind became his slave. He became the master. But he could not go beyond it. Look at the tragic death he had. And if he had been that elevated, he wouldn't have died like that. So all my respect to him. Do you call him intellectual? He made a laugh up one small aspect of the mind called intellect. He was so elevated, but he could not go beyond it. It's just that he decalcified all the chemicals around his eyebrows. Or there's one small tiny pea-size particle at the back of your head, right here. If that is activated, all the illusions are gone. You start seeing things more clearly. You start receiving messages from nowhere, and you can actually talk about something which you do not know even, and in such a way that will make sense to those who have mastered that subject. Can you imagine that? Osho reached that point. Let's say, for example, I have mastered on a specific thing. I know it. Osho, without having ever read and known about it, could say something which I haven't known yet. This is maximum what could happen to a human mind. So you could use the mind like that. You could make iPhone, or you can create a company called Google or whatever. But you can not go beyond it. So it is good. And who knows who is being used for what in this world? Who knows all the greatest people I have just said, from Google to Meta to everyone? Who knows they are being instrumentalized by some divine power to carry out some operation for the world to shape up in a certain way? Do we actually know about it? How can we say they are so intellectual or they are so genius? They are just being instrumentalized by some divine power. They are chosen ones for sure, 100%. They are not common human beings. They are not. Mark Zuckerberg is not a common human being. They are not. All these people are not just like any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Well, they may have been humiliated by so many. That's a different thing. Or by a court. But who knows the court? Who knows the people sitting in those halls? But everyone knows him, right? So you never know who is being signaled into passing up some revolution to the world. We never know. But these things will keep changing. Do you think what has been given to you right now at this point in time will remain forever? Will remain it to be exactly like that as it is now after 50 years? 20 years? No. The iPhone will become obsolete one day. Something else will take over. These things will change. They are here for a specific task. They are not the eternal people. They are not liberated human beings. They have some attributes for which they were chosen to carry out an operation for society to take a specific shape by some divine design that human being cannot logically think about. But unless we go the physical and psychological domain of this existentialism, will not know the truth, because truth cannot be dissected or cut by time. It's eternal. It is Shashwat. That eternity has the entirety of cosmos as is complete without any time, because time does not exist there. And wherever time does not exist, the truth is established as the universal truth beyond time and space. There is no time, therefore there is no space. So only if we let go of this chronological body, the ticking body, which is taking itself to grave one day. Don't you think your body clock is ticking? My clock is ticking, so as yours and everyone. And we are ticking to go to the grave one day, right? Aren't we? So only if we could reverse the clock. It doesn't mean that this body will not decay, it will. But if it could receive or some higher degree of consciousness, well, again, a consciousness. People do not believe in the frequencies. People do not believe in subtle understanding of it because they have not understood it. So they would refuse to accept. They would refuse to know or think or believe in it. But there is something that we human are supposed to know, but at the same time we do not know. So I'm also confined within that boundary. But all I can say is, go beyond the body. And who will be the savior? Who will save us from all these impressions that we do perform on our daily basis? Those who are preaching it are the ones who are suffering from it. Because you would not talk about it if it doesn't hurt you. So if I am talking about it, I'm also concerned about myself. I'm exposing myself because I do need a savior. Because before this chronological clock ticks far towards the turning itself to ashes and be submerged into water, it wants to get cleared off of all the impressions so that we die like liberated but not actually liberated. So in our next life, who knows, we would actually know what we must not do by the very DNA of it. That's the reason why you see, oh my God, this person has achieved so much in his life at the age of this. You know why? Because they do exactly know what they must not get into, where 85% of the population get into. Because they are born as a evolved soul. Very simple. They must not do. They just know that by the experiences of their past life. So we just are born with as many less impressions as possible. So we are headed in the right direction. That's a pathway to liberation. But again, this is just my personal small understanding of it. Who knows, a master comes in and handholds you and gets you out of the clutches of many impressions of many lifetimes in this lifetime right away. So you never know if you are that elevated soul. My pranam to you. But wish you all a very success in all that you are doing in your life. Namaskaram.